Holy crap, what happened? Do not let that be you. Next January, when you get your credit card bill and you freak out about how much you actually spent on Christmas. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why and how you should prepare for Christmas in July. But if you are new here, my name is Jennifer, and on my channel I talk about saving money and leading a simpler life. I'm also documenting our journey to paying off our mortgage by the year of 2024 and ultimately being financially independent. So if any of that interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Think back to last Christmas. Were you stressed? Couldn't find the right gift? Had a mini heart attack when you got your credit card bill in January? Well, if you did, then this video is for you. How and, well, starting off with why and then how you should prepare for Christmas in July so that when those times do come, the holiday season, spending time with friends and family, there's less stress. Less stress equals a more enjoyable time. So, why else should you begin saving in July or preparing in July for Christmas? My biggest thing is by the time November and December rolls around, there's nothing left. Especially this was the case last year with 2020 and stores not having a whole lot, and then everything online was super expensive. What you'll find is a lot of retailers actually mark up prices around the fall and then show a big sale and decrease, and you got to get it, it's 40% off. Oh my goodness, that's a really great deal. I'm going to wait till November and December because that's when stuff is going to go on sale. That's how they trick you. They reduce it around the holiday season. Hopefully, that's when they make their money, right? So what I find is a lot of times when people wait to the last minute, they end up purchasing for others the stuff that you walk into the store and they've got all the Christmas stuff. I call it Christmas kind of crap. And it's not always crap, but the little weird gadgets and games and spa sets and such that people really don't want, but you can't find anything else, so that's what you're stuck because you waited till November or December. Okay, so we are going to plan now so we can relax later. The first thing you want to do is list out your Santa. List out everybody you want to or do buy gifts for. And now after you list out those people, you may want to consider downsizing that list. Do you feel an obligation to give all of your brothers and sisters and all of their children and your aunts and uncles and cousins and friends and everybody at work gifts? Do you feel an obligation? Often what I see is somebody feels an obligation to give all these gifts, and because there's so many gifts you have to give, you can't give quality gifts, and you have to give just these little things. And if somebody gets 5 of these little things or 10 of these little things from all of their coworkers or cousins, if you're like me and trying to live a more simple or minimal life and trying to consume less, that's not something that's necessarily good. So this is a conversation to have early. If you have siblings, maybe say, hey, we're adults now. Do we really need to keep giving gifts to each other? Maybe, we have this financial goal that we're trying to reach, and not that we don't love you. We love you immensely, and we want to maybe start a new tradition where we only give the kids gifts. So you only buy for your nieces or nephews. But this is a conversation to have early, and often this actually will relieve the other person as well. They feel that same obligation to reciprocate. So if you have this open and honest conversation, obviously you have to feel comfortable to do it, then it could be beneficial for both of you. So after you have listed everybody, and gone through that list to make sure it's the best list possible, then you're going to determine how much you want to spend for Christmas. Well, how much money you could save between now and the time Christmas happens. The next thing you want to do is determine how much money you feel comfortable spending in total for gifts for Christmas. Then you're going to divvy that amount up upon the people on your list. Now you're going to write all their names out, and then you're going to write the percentage of that money that you want to spend. So if it's $200, again, I'm just using some round crazy number, and you've got 4 people and you want to spend $50 each, then that would be your list. obviously it's going to be different than that. Once you've determined how much money you want to spend, you need to make sure that you can save or spend that amount of money. So let's say there's 5 months left until Christmas and you want to spend $500. Can you, in your budget, have an allowance for $100 towards this? Can you pull that $100? If you cannot, then you need to go back and reconfigure your expectations for how much you can spend on Christmas. Now, there are 2 ways of doing this. So let's assume that you have decided you can pull $100 for the next 5 months from your budget to spend on gifts. You could do what some people call a sinking fund, or as I like to call a bucket fund, and save that money, put it aside. Or you could buy gifts that month on that amount. What do I mean by that? So let's say July through August or through November, you're saving $100. $100 is the amount that you can spend or save for Christmas. Well, if you're like me, and what I'm also suggesting is preparing in advance. So for me, what I would do is go ahead and, if I found the gift that I wanted, spend that money during that month. So in my budget, in July or August, September, October, I might have a line item that says Christmas, $100. Now let's say I find the perfect gift for so-and-so and it's $80. Well, I'm going to continue to save that $20 extra towards the next month and keep doing it like that. Hopefully that resonates with you. So that is the way I prefer to do it, is to buy things early, because again, getting back to my first point, when November, December rolls around, by the time you've saved that $500, you're probably going to end up needing more than that because of the cost of things and not being able to find what you actually wanted. Okay, so now you've got your list, you've got how much money you're going to spend. You're going to determine maybe an idea or something specific of what you want to buy someone. Now, in this, I like to keep a notes app on my phone, and it's actually good for birthdays and for anniversaries and for holidays, anytime you're giving a gift. So I have a list of the people that I buy gifts for, and whenever I think of a good idea, because honestly, it will fly right out of my head if I don't write it down, or I'm with them and they mention something that clicks in my head is a good idea, I will open my notes app and put it in there. They don't know what I'm doing if I'm with them writing down that note. I do this all the time, especially with my daughter. I never know, and I want to make sure the gifts that I give her the gifts that I give anyone are very minimal, minimal, meaningful. But with her in particular, with kids, you could just go kind of crazy and not really know, but something that I've thought about that I think would add to her life. Now, I think that giving is the most fun you can do with money. I love to give. Not necessarily get, it's fine if I get, that's wonderful, but giving just gives me this feeling. With giving, though, again, you need to make sure you're staying within budget. So maybe you use that same budget app, or you use your planner, or you use whatever it is that you have your budget on. You've written out your recipients. You've written out how much you want to spend. Now, just like a checkbook, you need to make sure you track what you're spending. So if you're spending, if you're buying somebody multiple items under a specific bucket of money, how much you've spent so far. So for instance, let's say you want to spend $100 on your mom, and you buy her a pair of shoes for $50, and then you buy her a pedicure gift card for $30, and then you buy her a scarf for $20. Well, there's your $100 right there. Mom's all done. Finished with her. Now, if you are lucky and you can find something wonderful and on sale, and maybe you only spend $75 on mom, then you can take that $25 and put it somewhere else. Now, let me give you a few tips about gifts. For instance, giving something consumable. I am more of a minimal, simple person. Now, there are absolutely things throughout the year that I may want. And just to track back, that is also something I recommend doing, is creating a list for yourself, a wish list for yourself, because there will be people in your life that say, hey, what is it that you want? So for instance, last year, I think there was 3 things that I wanted. Yes, there was 3 things that I wanted, actual things. One was a hairdryer. I absolutely needed it. My other one was falling apart and starting to smell like it was burning. And then the other thing was perfume, my favorite perfume, which I had been out of for a long time. And then the last one was a larger air fryer because I got a small air fryer just to try, which worked out great because I wasn't really sure if I would like it. And then I gifted it to my mom, which is the perfect size for my mom. So I wanted a large air fryer. So if I hadn't had those 3 things written down, then I wouldn't have known when those people close to me in my life came to me and said, what is it that you want? Well, in regards to gifting to others, maybe you consider, maybe it's somebody who has everything, or is probably on a more simple or minimal journey, or you just choose that that's the way you want to gift. Consider doing consumables. So things that they could actually use, or experiences. So maybe you get tickets to the aquarium or to a movie. Or maybe if it's somebody who has a really stressful job, then you get them a lavender candle. And you get them a wonderful set of bath bombs so that they can relax, and maybe some lavender Epsom salts. Or if they are really into food, maybe you find some really nice, fun hot sauces. One of my favorite things to also to do is, are you planning on going on vacation this summer? Well, when you're out and about at these different places on vacation, look around. Maybe there's an artisan crafted something, jeweler or basket maker, or there's somebody who makes scarves, or any kind of a food kind of consumable that you couldn't buy locally that you can buy when you're on vacation. This is a great opportunity to get something you couldn't normally get here, so hopefully they probably won't get it as a duplicate gift. Now is also a great time if you have an art lover or maybe a kid in the family to buy stocking stuffers. With back to school, there are such fun things that you can buy for somebody to put in their stocking. If it's art supplies, or it's some pencils or crayons, or journals, anything like that, now is a great time. Also, if you're going to make any DIY gifts, start now. Don't stress yourself out. Go ahead and get them going and working on them. Maybe you're knitting somebody a blanket and you can do that at night. Go ahead and start now. But overall, start early. That is definitely what I recommend. So we've talked about gift giving, which for some is the most stressful because they aren't sure what to give somebody, or the cost of it is stressful. Let's talk about a few other tips that are going to help make your Christmas time and your holiday season relaxing. Think about last Christmas. How did it go? Did it go well? What worked? What didn't? What would you like to change? What maybe new traditions you would like to put into place? Go ahead and write that down and start thinking about it now, because it will be here before you know it. I also recommend doing an inventory. What does that mean? An inventory of what you already have on hand: gift wrap, bows, name tags, Christmas cards. We oftentimes will end up going into stores. My gosh, there are already some of them putting out Christmas things, and we will go in and just see all of the Christmas wrap. And I am a Christmas wrap lover. I just think it's so much fun to get Christmas wrapping paper. That's what I mean. But honestly, if I already have the things that I need, maybe I didn't know because I've put them away and they've been put away for the last 10 months. Do an inventory now to know what it is you have and what you may need. My best advice for places to get wrapping paper, the dollar store has great bows, tissue paper, and gift bags, but for me the wrapping paper is very difficult to use, and their tape, because it's cheap and it tears easily. It can work for something certainly, but I think I find actually a better value at TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Home Goods, and their paper is super thick, and it also has that grid on the back, so it's easy to cut in a straight line, because I can't cut in a straight line usually, but their paper is really thick, and you get a lot more on the roll for maybe $2.99 or $3.99. That is where I find the best wrapping paper. But go ahead and do an inventory of what you have now. Also, think about what lights you may want, or decorations, or Christmas cards. Think about those things now, because they will get more expensive as we get closer to the holiday. Go online if you need a new strand or two of lights. The cost of them and the price is likely lower now. So if you've done that inventory and you know what you need or what you want, and again, it's within budget, then go ahead and go online and see what kind of a deal you can come up with. My last tip is regarding family dinners or holiday dinners. And this can be for, any holiday dinner that falls during this time. We all love the traditional meal. I love the traditional meal. However, oftentimes if you've got a set of family on each side, maybe grandparents on both sides, and you're going to 2 different houses in one day or the following day, then having that same kind of traditional meal is just kind of repetitive. So what we've done actually with my mom and my side of the family is we think about something different. So we've done a pizza one year. We did cheesesteaks for my husband last year. He had been wanting cheesesteaks forever. Obviously I didn't eat a cheesesteak, but I think I made chickpea salad and I put it on a bun, which was different as well. But thinking about something different you could do. Maybe you do a taco bar. Who says, number 1, breakfast can't be eaten for dinner? And number 2, who says that you can't have pizza or cheesesteaks or pasta bar on a holiday meal? So it's a way to actually make it less stressful and make it more fun, because again, each person could bring a few of these things rather than making something that, 6 different things that all have to go in the oven and you have to time it out perfectly. That can really stress and overwhelm you. Let me know, what are some tips that you could give somebody to prepare for the holiday season now? Put them down below in the comments. Hey, maybe you could help me out as well. I love hearing what you have to say. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you back for more videos.